Oh, the Swift.
my God.
Handsome sausage.
What's up, guys? We're handsome sausages.
Hello, everybody. We have some sausages, and today we're reacting to TXT's Skipping Stones, aka 물수제비 in Korean. This album has been quite a path to take. It had probably one of the most diverse types of genres within a single album from TXT. Yep. Vastly different types of music, ranging from R&B to retro synth, and we've been mentioning this every time we listen to
that angelic voices.
Yeah, and so like at this point, since we've covered quite a few songs from this album, we have no clue what this song's gonna be, but we can say with a certain level of confidence that this is also going to have a very unexpected, or at least a very different genre from the rest of the songs that we've heard so far. Now,
I see our wet boys again.
Yeah.
So is it gonna be like R&B? It's
Skipping Stones, so water. Now, for those of you who don't know, Skipping Stones in Korean is 물수제비. And I don't know if this is gonna have any play in the lyrics itself, but 물수제비 is a combination of two words, right? Water, which is 물, plus 수제비, which is like a pasta soup, right? It's like a wheat flake that you make with hand, like you make dumplings, and then you basically just boil that and mix it with vegetables and this very tasty broth, and you just eat that dough instead of noodles. You're eating.
Is that what it's coming from?
Yeah, because the way Skipping Stones work is that you gotta have a very thin and round stone to throw on the water so that it skips. So what happens is 수제비 looks exactly like that. It's round and thin, so that's why it's called water 수제비, because you're throwing a stone that looks like a 수제비 dough. So that's where it comes from, most likely. And so we'll see how the lyrics and the music go. It might have nothing to do with that, right? We don't know. As in, it might not play into the actual lyrical analysis at all. They might just use Skipping Stones as part of the.
I mean, just like 돌멩이가.
Yeah.
We'll
see. But since there are a lot of songs that have stones in it for TXT that play a certain role, hopefully it'll be something fun. And before we start, of course, thank you everybody who's supporting our channel over at our Patreon page. We got tons of stuff from this album, extra contents like performance videos and all that stuff over at our Patreon for TXT. So if you want to be a part of that, follow us over there. Otherwise, let's get to the song.
Okay, get it on, put it on.
3, 2, 1, click.
Live.
Wait. Whoa. Okay, now I got it. Wow.
It's very off-tune.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Wow.
It's like very 90s Korean rock.
Yeah.
Like ballad rock.
Almost like indie rock as well.
Yeah, indie rock, yes. Whoa!
Woo! Very 90s. Woo! Wow!
Wow, detailed.
Oh,
the Swift.
My God.
Glowy.
Some dude killing it.
I love the harmonizations at the back. Wow, it's very bandy sound.
Oh my God. Tone.
Yeah. Wow, that falsetto, oh my God.
Wow, yeah.
That female like back vocal. Who's doing that? Or is it like the manipulated vocal of the members? Oh my god!
And Subin's falsetto.
Semitone drop, like
Yeah, the Swift, yes. It's one of the songs that you want to shout out together.
Yeah.
Sing. Yes.
ah, Yeonjun's tone at the end was crazy. Yo,
Wow.
dang. Okay, so yet another genre of music we could have never expected.
I was thinking about R&B.
I was thinking like
like-
acoustic.
I think it's probably because of the Wet Boys.
Probably because of Skipping Stones. I was thinking, what haven't they done that?
Oh,
Kinda
that's true.
matches with
'Cause
this.
they've done the R&B
Yeah, and
before.
so we were like, I was like, okay, well, how about like a really, really mellow acoustic piece? And then it started with a. So I was like, oh, maybe they'll introduce an acoustic guitar. But then it was like this weirdly, like heavily actually, like out of tune.
Yeah.
Sort of maintaining the root note and all that, but very out of tune. Guitar. Well, I don't want to say out of tune, like off tune.
Yeah, off tune, yeah. Just like
guitar.
The Way Home.
Yeah,
Way
like
Home's main-
intentionally,
yeah, intentionally.
just ever so slightly off, where it's not too off that it doesn't work, but it has that bendy effect where it just kind of creates that interesting collision that is not too psychologically repulsive to you to listen to. But it's fascinating that they started with that because it's just that guitar with the vocal. And when you just hear it, at first I was like, wait, what? Like, what key is this in? Where are they going with it?
Oh,
couldn't
yeah, I
tell.
remember, me too. I
Right.
think for like first few measures,
Yeah, I
it
was
was
like,
difficult
wait,
to go.
yeah,
But
and
then
then-
I got it, yeah.
And then it got clear once the second member started singing the same melody again. It started with Hyunin Kai, and then it moved on to Subin. By the time Subin started singing, it was a bit more clear. And then when the bass comes in, of course, that's when you go, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
But that off-tune guitar was still very present until later it gets replaced with this deeper distorted guitar that is more in tune.
Yeah.
Although they still reintroduced that out-of-tune sound from time to time.
It was still off tuned, but it was more a bit coming back in track.
definitely. Oh yeah, because once you merge that with other instruments, you don't really want to have that kind of popping out
Yep.
and creating a dissonance that doesn't work. But if it's just vocal and a very minimal setup, then it works. So whenever there's just like a pure vocal sound, like falsetto and that husky, that raspy voice that Subin delivers, for example, then they can reintroduce the off-tune guitar sound or off-tune instrument sound that works well in that instance. But when it's like a full band mode, then they refrain back from doing that a little too much. But anyways, the vocal tones in this song, I mean, Subin's falsetto, Taeyeon's falsetto, Bumgyu's line and Hyunin Kai's line at the chorus part, I think, as well. Yeonjun's tone specifically was very different, I feel like, compared to... I mean, it's still there, but there was something very sparkly and about it that was different and very trebly about it. I mean, it's also the way they mixed it, but it just worked so well as well.
Again, his vocal skill, all those small details that he did.
Yeah.
That small. We always said about it. Like, it's the vibrato, the tone that he made, and how he
The
delivers the
breathing
line. Yeah, the
pattern,
breathing
everything,
techniques and
yeah.
everything. It was amazing. For this song, all the other members' tone were a bit different too.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
Subin's tone was like vastly different as well, just because he was doing that breathy singing style, which worked so well with him.
I think for this album, Subin's falsetto is one of the main
Yeah.
key.
Oh my god,
Like,
so good, so good. And I believe like the previous songs that we reacted to, some of them I think was had Bumgyu involved heavily as well, as usual. So anyways, like all their talents really coming to fruition in this album. I mean, we always knew they're really good. They're They're good looking, they're tall, they're good dancers. They got the energy and presence on stage that we checked out from Lollapalooza concert.
You know, like as a vocal wise, we have nothing to say about like we can't even like how dare we talk about their vocals? You know, sometimes.
It's just
They were so good.
I mean, I remember back in the day when we were reacting to like older TXT songs. I always said like Taehyun's live vocal is phenomenal, but nowadays it's like Subin, Beomgyu, Hyunika, Yeonjun, everybody's just oh my god.
And I can also tell that they got better.
Yeah. Oh,
like
for
I
sure.
knew back in the days,
sure.
they were still like amazing vocals, but I could see some of the differences between the vocals and
what works better and what works like less good with certain members.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're so versatile and they can
Yeah.
manage they can do whatever they want and they pull it off perfectly.
it makes me think of Shiny. Because Shiny back in the days, their vocals
Had like room for improvement, like back in
yeah,
the day.
a little bit, and between the members too.
Right.
But now, look at Shiny. Like, they're all like the main vocals.
Oh yeah.
And TXT,
Wow.
it's another level for everybody to sing this well at this detail. Those small things, they're god of vocals. I mean, we saw their live performances too. You know, they sing so well.
And also going back to the music itself, that 90s feeling. At first I was like just thinking indie rock. And yes, it's a very specific type of Korean indie alternative rock sound that was
Especially
present
like later 90s and
but
early
yeah
2000s.
in the later 90s as well. Like I can think of like, or even early 2000s, but I like off the top of my head I thought of like Roller Coaster,
Yeah.
even like Cherry Filter, right?
Yeah.
All those iconic groups merged with even more alternative bands that were present in the early 2010s in the Korean music scene. Oh, and it also reminded me of the iconic Korean band Deli Spice. Not this song in particular, this like the specific sound that we heard, but just the general
that vibe
mood
and
and yeah, like it's very reminiscent of
I think
that
it's
time.
also coming from the chord progression and how the rhythmic patterns and the guitar were structured, also with how melody lines were coming together with
and the chorus, that female vocal chorus. Now I don't know if it was actually like a girl singer or something, or if it was like a manipulative voice, like tuned up from the members. But it has certain chorus in between, like when Hyuninka was like 물은 언젠가 잠잠해져, and then there will be like a girl voice saying 잠잠해져 again, or like a tuned up voice. And there was like a few of those. The placement of those chorus parts
totally
and
missed
the tone of that vocal was also very much like the 90s indie rock sound that we were talking about from Korea. So anyways, that was Skipping Stones. This album is so precious. It's got so many different things, so many different eras, and so many different sounds packaged into this one thing, and it's telling this big arc of a story that we'll find out at the end of the journey. This album is going to be so fun if we get a chance to look back and kind of go through it again, because so far it sounds like they're doing different things from different universes. It's like a multiverse of TXT, you know?
I feel like each song deserves music videos.
Yeah, that too,
And
because it's so, yeah,
I feel like everything could be a title songs, and no doubt about it.
yeah, for sure. As far as I know, the next song is like a different version of Blue Spring, and then so like it's mostly things that we've heard before. Let us know what you thought about this song and the rest of the album. Like we'll have to check the tracks again. Is it worth going through them? Or is it more or less the same thing remixed, or like a different version of it? Let us know, and I guess we'll see you in the next one, whatever that becomes. Bye bye. The Little Bailey Tufts,
Sunday Kai,
Naomi Griffin, F, Sari,
Sarah,
A Chronosaurus A,
Kai,
Laura Skinger,
Ninati,
Star Dust,
Tuba Khan,
Xandra,
Nerfadilla Rivka,
Lolo,
Jill Z,
Laura H-E-H,
Will,
Haley,
Babyface,
Morgan Potter,